What is up, friends? It's Thriving Thursday, and we actually have a kind of serious topic to talk about, and that is what to do when your day gets thrown off. All right, you're a human, right? You're a human. Yeah, I'm a human, and that is going to happen. And so this is an amazing question that actually came in from one of our newer clients, and I wanted to come on and chat about it. It actually came in this morning at 10:56 a.m., and I was like, you know what? If this person is struggling with it, surely someone else is as well. And since I struggle with this in my day, you probably do too. So let's dive on in. I'm going to give you a 5-step framework for handling this because I know that day that your dog gets out of the house and you didn't mean for him to. And there's the day that you get the call that you forgot that you're supposed to, be at the school because you committed to do that like 3 weeks ago and never wrote it down. Or then there's the day that you unexpectedly find out that something happened tragic or exciting, right, with a family member, and you're like, oh, I gotta go tend to that now. It throws off your day. And so what do you do about it in those such situations? I'm going to talk about that today. So I do want to read her message. And this actually, unfortunately, was a tragic event in her family. And these are her exact words, and maybe you guys can resonate with this. She said, I couldn't bring myself to work out after that, and it threw off my whole evening. And now I'm slogging through work and have a work meeting at 11:15. I guess my question is, when you just get slammed by something, what to do? I will pick up the workouts tomorrow and over the weekend to catch myself up, but I feel like a limp noodle emotionally, which makes it hard to have clarity. Right? Like, I give her so much credit for reaching out in that moment because those are the moments that we tend to isolate. Am I speaking to you right now? And we don't want to get help. And so I want to walk you through my 5-step framework of exactly what it is that I do in those situations because it happens all the time. And I'm sure that it happens to you. And we don't always talk about that. So let's go there first. Of the 5-step framework, step number 1 is we want to then do a reassessment. Okay. Step 1 is what is important. I have a phrase and I put it right here in my today's message to myself in my high performance planner. It's most important things first. Okay. And now here's the thing, because I know I'm speaking to the ladies and the moms when I say what's important, because as soon as I say that, you think about everyone else, but also there's you. So when you're looking at like what's important, I not only want you to look at what you're responsible for in terms of your family or work, but I also want you to consider yourself, your own mental wellness, your own mental health. Is it important for you to still have that 5 or 10-minute break during the day? Yes, that's very important. So that gets included in that. Step 2 of this 5-step framework is we're going to say, why do I need to complete that? Or how is completing that task going to help me move forward in my day, right? Like, we want to basically assess the importance of the task. And usually at step 2, you'll realize that things like the laundry and making a home cooked meal, like maybe those things can get pushed to the back burner. Maybe you could fold the laundry tomorrow, or, in my case, next week, whatever works. Or perhaps you realize, right, like, you know what, I'm not going to cook dinner tonight. We're actually going to order in something healthy. Doesn't always have to be crap. Okay. Those are the things. So step 2 kind of is the filter where we're like, okay, I assessed what actually is important. Now I'm assessing why that thing is important. And you have to give an answer to that. Okay, so that's step number 2, is assess the importance of it. And some things you'll be able to cross off. Step number 3 in the framework, you need to figure out how much time that is going to take. And so once you've decided, okay, these are like my 3-4 most important things that still must get done, yourself is included in those 3 or 4 important things, you're going to determine how much time each will take. So if you still have to drive your kids to sports practice, well, round trip, that's going to take you, 25, 30 minutes. Or self-care for myself. I still need to do my affirmations or my meditation. That's going to be 5 minutes. Okay, you get the gist of it. Assess how much time that task is going to take. Step number 4 of this 5-step framework is, how can I get this done? And I really want to just focus on the wording of that. How can I is a question of openness. Now, this has been a theme, I think, with a lot of our videos this past week. And it's a great question that comes from Robert Kiyosaki. He's the author of Rich Dad, Poor Dad. And he says, instead of asking like, why is this happening to me? Or why did this happen today? Those are closed questions. And then we go into victimhood. We don't want to go into victimhood. We want to be victors over our day. And the way we do that is by asking our brain a question of openness, which is, how can I get this done? Well, how can I get this done today? Or how can I get this done tomorrow? How can I get it done by the end of the week? Figure that out. That is step 4 of the 5-step framework. And then finally, step 5, schedule it. right? You're going to look at your calendar and say, okay, that thing that's important to me, and I know why it's important, is going to take 15 minutes. Where in my day do I have that 15-minute chunk to be able to plug that in? Got it. Okay. And then you're like, okay, that thing is going to take an hour. No more time left in my day. Can I do that first thing tomorrow morning? Yeah, let's look at tomorrow. Oh, look at that. I have a 90-minute block. I can put that 60 minutes in and cool, I'll get that done tomorrow. It takes the overwhelm out because you're going to get clobbered with different things in life. You're also going to have great celebrations too. But life is all about, hills and valleys, mountains and valleys sometimes. And we have to have a very simple framework for us to work through to still live our lives and get things done, but also give ourselves peace and grace in the moment. I think it was 3 nights ago, I looked at Mike and I was like, I'm not cooking dinner tonight, right? Like there were like 5 other phone calls that came up. The kids, I forgot they had jujitsu and I was like, and I was like, you need to order food. And so he ordered bunless burgers, for he and I, side salad instead of French fries. So we got our protein, we got our vegetable. There were bison burgers. They were also low fat, go Mike, no cheese. I got cheese. And then for the kids, I forget even what we got for them, but it just made my life easier. Like we have to be able to make those split second decisions, but using this 5-step framework is going to help you really work through that. So just to recap that, and I'll put this in the comments below this video, step number 1 is to assess what's actually important. Step number 2 is assess why it's important. Step number 3 is to figure out how much time it's going to take to complete it. And I'm going to just give you a quick example of that. A couple days ago, I did this. Step number 4, how can I get this done? And then step number 5 is you're going to schedule it. Did I take my Post-its out of here? That would make me so sad if I did that. But I literally had so many things to do the other day. And I love Post-it notes. Here's another Post-it note. There it is. Yeah. I had to do all these things. And so I literally was like, okay, what are my things? Right? I had tasks 1, 2, 3, and 4. So they were detailed out. I prioritized them. I actually estimated how much time they were going to take and then check that out. Task number 1, I was like, oh, that's totally going to be 25 minutes. It took me 11. Yes. I saved all those minutes. Task number 2 actually got done today. So yay me. Cross it off. I scheduled in a break for myself. I mean, this is like really what happens in my life. So I think it's important for you guys to see like, no, you can't just push through. You have to give yourself that. So that was 15 minutes. Okay. You can't see the 15 minutes, but it's there in pen. Task number 3, I was like, yep, 20 minutes. It took me 10. That's awesome. I already saved some time. And then task number 4, that got done also. Yay me. And that took less than 30 minutes. So I'll probably do that in 2025. And so I went from 2 hours and 15 minutes. I probably brought that down to under 2 hours. And all the most important things that had to get done that day were able to get done that day or the next day, right? Because you're not going to be able to always complete it all in the same day. And then you move on to the next day, right? Giving yourself grace. And I think that that's the most important thing is that when you get hit or sideswiped, right? Or there's a curveball that's thrown in your day, there's that piece that you forget where you have to give yourself grace. Because if you're not giving yourself grace and you're just pushing, you're going to burn out. And burnout is not a fun place to be. Been there multiple times. Like, when am I going to learn my lesson? When are you going to learn your lesson? We have to give ourselves grace, but I really do believe that this 5-step framework is incredibly helpful. I hope that you will use it. And so, like I said, I'll put that in the comments below. You let me know, right? How that worked out for you. And again, that's years of coaching and training and Tony Robbins and Brendan Burchard and Brooke Thomas and all sorts of people, Pedro Odea, I can name all of them, just really amazing, outstanding coaches that Mike and I have constantly invested, not just money, right? But also like our energy and our time into learning from, so we can bring this stuff back to you. It's pretty awesome, right? It's what makes the world go around. Got to share. You have to share. So that being said, have a great rest of your week, right? I hope that you're not having one of those days, but if you are, well, there you go. 5-step framework to be able to get through it. And we will see you back here tomorrow at 1:30 for Flex Friday. Have an awesome day, you guys. Bye.